Saints fans and who that's from all over the world. It's time for Saints News Radio with the professor, the professional, diva, Kyle T, and Coach Rick Daly.
First and 10, let the story begin. It's football Sunday, the Saints marching in. We went from banging our heads to them calling us ain'ts. Now it's been said they gon' beat them Saints. First round bye, when we made the playoff, everybody hated cause we get to take the day off. Vince and Boogie, nobody do it better. Now we on our way to our best season ever.
Who that? The BabyCakes are here. The BabyCakes are here.
Who that said they gonna beat them cakes?
Man.
Lord.
We got to talk about that, professional. But first of all, this is Kyle T. Mosley of the Saints News Radio Network. How you doing, Who Dats and Saints fans from all over the world? I'm here with the professional Remy Jones. How you doing, Rem?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Even after that disappointing loss, man. But you know what I'm going to do today? Throughout the show, I'm not going to do like we normally would do. You know how you pass the mic to the person who's going to speak next?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is turn it over.
You going to turn it over? In the spirit of the Saints offense, you're just going to turn it over, right?
You know how I do, man. Every week I come with the theme. I follow the theme of what the Saints did the previous game. This week the theme was about turnover, so I'm going to turn over the mic whenever I'm done talking. Turn it over.
Okay, so professional is turning it over to you, Professor. What you going to do? What's happening, Professor?
Just going to block. Every time y'all finish, I'm just going to block y'all from talking. And then I'm going to just block everything to prevent Professor and you from talking, Colin Remy. So he's going to turn over and I'm going to block. And that's the theme of the Saints.
Oh, my goodness. And if we're going to stay with some themes, I'm going to call some inconsistent plays. That's what I'm going to do tonight. So, all right, guys.
Yeah.
Consistent broadcasting.
Too funny.
That's the thing, Who That Nation. We're going to turn over, we're going to block, and we're going to be inconsistent. So don't turn off your URL, don't turn off your stream. You got the right URL. This is Saints News, but that's just how we roll.
Yeah, man. Well, we got to laugh. We got to have a good time because losing to the Broncos inside of the Superdome on Sunday with a blocked extra point, not stepping out of bounds type play and penalties all over the place, but never called. Oh, man, it was just not a good showing for the New Orleans Saints, who lost 25-23, but the table should not have been as close as that.
Not at all. Should not have been that close.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, we're going to talk about a little bit of Saints, of course. And, tomorrow night the Saints play the Carolina Panthers in Old Carolina on Thursday Night Football. The Saints will don their white on white. Haven't done that since the days of Archie Manning in the Superdome. I think the last time they did it was in 78 or 79, it says. So it's been a while. It's been a while for them to do that. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Saints, some transactions that these guys have had recently, some of the players who will not be making the trip, and one big name in particular. But we're going to get the feelings of the professor as well as the professional on what happened against the Broncos. But before that, I've got to talk about this. If you guys have not heard, the New Orleans Zephyr organization, which is a minor league baseball organization owned by the Florida Marlins, have decided to change the name of the organization to the New Orleans BabyCakes, in reference to what should have been the king cakes. If you get the little baby inside the king cake, but they decided to name it the BabyCakes. guys.
What's gonna be on the some cheeks or something? Baby cakes? Oh, I'm sorry, wrong.
Actually, man,
The logo is pretty
the
good
logo
though.
actually looks nice.
Yeah.
The logo is really nice.
It's like an
Yeah.
angry. It's like an angry New Year's baby.
Yeah.
Inside a nice little logo. The logo looks pretty good. I'm not gonna say anything negative there.
The jersey is actually really nice. I may actually buy the jersey.
Oh wow! See, it could be a collector's item because they are considering possibly changing the name. I've heard so, but
Should, but
that's just ridiculous to me, man. Somebody from outside of New Orleans to actually pin that name, BabyCakes. I mean, if they actually did their research, they would have known BabyCakes is nowhere near what a grown man playing a masculine sport would want to call himself.
Exactly. Thank you, Kyle. Exactly. I'm like, that's great.
I'm gonna tell you what I think about. Y'all may not even know this reference, but this is something to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what I think about when I hear BabyCakes. And when I hear BabyCakes, I think about On Good Times when Thelma was dating that dude who worked at the gas station, and she called him pudding pie, and he called her BabyCakes. That's all I could think about, So I think about Thelma, but hey, Kyle, bro, never mind.
Leave my cousin alone.
That's what I think about when I hear BabyCakes.
Yeah. Well, look, when I hear BabyCakes, I'm thinking about a strip club. That's the thing.
And I live in the King, Magic City, Atlanta. That's exactly as many strip clubs as I went to, and dollars and everything else. That's the first thing that comes in my mind. I'm just being transparent with you. Yes, I'm saved, still saved. But yes, that's who in the hell? Excuse my blocking. Who in the hell names a baseball team the damn New Orleans BabyCakes? That is asinine as asinine can get.
It's crazy, man.
I could kind of, even though I wouldn't like this name either, I could understand maybe cake babies, referring to the baby that you get out of the king cake. But BabyCakes, no.
First of all,
New Orleans who refers to the cake, a king cake as a BabyCake.
Yeah. What was crazy though, Rem, is the fact that they went to the public, right, and they wanted the fans to be able to write in some names. They thought they should change the Zephyrs from to the new name, right? So therefore, somebody wrote BabyCakes. I'm pretty sure when they wrote BabyCakes, they weren't serious, and they probably were drunk at the time.
Yep.
It's just crazy, man. Out of all of the names, what are some good names that are regional to the Louisiana area that they could have gone with? Because I heard they were considering Night Owls and what was the other one? Yeah, I would think like something you want to be. What about moccasins? What about the New Orleans moccasins?
The New Orleans moccasins, the New Orleans. I read the New Orleans jambalaya before some BabyCakes. New Orleans gumbo.
The gumbo,
Right. Anything about besides some. My first mind when I heard that name went straight sexual. I'm just gonna be very honest with you. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Man, it's really becoming a national laughing item to think about someone really considering to name this club the BabyCakes. And I'm wondering who was sitting around that boardroom when they actually sat down to say, yes, this is serious. We can think about the BabyCakes. Really. It can't, you could not have any men there saying, yes, let's do this. It just doesn't make sense. Hello?
I'm here. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. There's so many other things we could have used. I always wanted when our teams to have a musical type name, something like the Jazz, like we used to have with the basketball team, or the Blues, or the Rhythm,
The Rhythm. I like that. The New Orleans Rhythm.
Or even today, like, with our music, call them New Orleans Bounce or something like that. Give them something, But
what about the priest? How about that? Sure, I would have been better if they said the New Orleans Nuns. It won't be none here. Y'all ain't gonna win. It ain't gonna be none of that. No. I don't know, man.
They could have been the New Orleans strippers, but anything but the BabyCakes.
Oh my God.
The brass poles. I mean, we could go on and on.
Yeah. The New Orleans.
And the Saints are playing in white and white. Gonna go back to that debacle of the 70s and 80s. Nah, all of this stuff has got me just. I'll be working on, Remy, you got the invite. I'll be working on my fundraiser party on Saturday when I get down there tomorrow. I'm not even paying no attention to none of that stuff going on in New Orleans.
Well, I kind of like the white on white, man. The uniforms that the Nike design was pretty nice. They have flair of the old, nicely designed in my opinion.
But as we see Colin Remy, as I said before, the way the Saints find ways to lose games and all that, we don't need to bring up nothing from the relics from the past. Right now, the way the team find ways to lose games. I told you I was gonna be wild tonight, Kyle. So I'd already prepared.
No relics from the past.
No ancient relics from the 70s and all that debacle me, you, and Remy had to sit through when we was at Gregory and all that stuff. Shout out to all the Gregory Gators of New Orleans.
But look, I don't even care. I don't care what color they wear. I don't care if they go out there wearing, dressed like the lingerie league. I really don't care. I'll look at their hairy behinds if they don't fumble the ball. If they don't throw interceptions, I don't care what they're wearing.
Yeah,
they can go out there. They can go out there in the lingerie football league. I will look at them hairy legs, hairy butts, and all. As long as they're playing some good football.
Just bring home a win, right?
Yeah.
Well, ain't gonna be none of that. All right, guys.
This is what happens when the Saints lose a crazy game. Remy, Colin, and I after another crazy game that we should have won.
Yes, sir. It was closer than it should have been. The Saints have a way of classically losing a game. Nobody in the history of the NFL can lose a game like the New Orleans Saints can. You know?
Q keep sweat, bro. Nobody who can lose it like us. Nobody.
Dazed and confused.
Nobody.
All right, guys. Well, the Saints are going to get back to work against the Panthers. Let's talk a little bit about this Broncos game. The Saints were not consistent. They had possessions that they could have scored on. They had the opportunities to score, but turning the ball over inside of the Broncos territory, almost in the red zone, especially when it was second down and 1 or third and 1. Why would you throw that pass?
Right. Mark Ingram runs for 8 yards, and on 2nd and 2, you're throwing the ball at the 13-yard line against the number 1 pass defense. And Drew admitted that it was a bad read or bad throw, whatever. But once again, play calling in the red zone, I mean, that's not smart. And what was the difference in the game? A field goal. That extra point would not have mattered.
Yeah, it would not have mattered at all. Look, man, the Saints, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possessions, we went punt, interception, punt. Then we finally had a field goal, then a touchdown, then another touchdown, fumble, punt, fumble, touchdown. And both of those fumbles and that second interception was all on the young rookie, Michael Thomas. Outstanding young man. Don't get me wrong. I think he's going to be an outstanding wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints for years to come. But he's a rookie. He made rookie mistakes.